Hi, welcome to the show. I am Suzanne Lynn with Dr. Herman King. Dr. King, we're so glad that you're here today.
I am excited about being here. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, because I don't want to mess this up, I'm going to ask you to tell me the name of your organization and the name of your book, because what we're going to dive into is very important.
Well, when I think of organization, I think about the kingdom of God.
Yes.
All right. I know it's not a natural organization as we know organization, but when I think in terms of who I represent, where I'm coming from, what I'm all about, okay, it's about more of an organism
Oh, I
than an
love that.
organization. Does that make sense?
It makes
Does
perfect
that make
sense.
sense?
And that's the kind of
Yes.
group that I want to be part of.
Oh, absolutely. And strangely enough, you're going to realize, hopefully, that you're already a part of the organism. Okay? When you think of it from that vantage point, by virtue of the fact that you are of God, you are of Christ, you are of the I am, which brings me to the title of the book. I am you, you are I am. And there are some biblical truths that are there hidden in plain sight
Tell
that
me
I
what those
bring
are.
out. Oh
Tell me.
no, I'm not.
Well, just give us a little
No,
tease. Give
no,
us a
no,
little
no,
tease.
no, 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 no. I'm not going to do it. Okay. All right. Well, let me give you an example. Okay, because one of the things that I'm about are universal principles.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you one that practically everyone knows about, the drama, the biblical drama that took place, but they missed the principle behind the drama.
Okay.
Okay. For instance, have you heard of the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ?
Absolutely. That's the
Okay.
principle of faith, of Christianity.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really is of Christianity. All
Mhm.
right. Now, that is cool. I accept that. I believe that. But there is a principle behind the drama that people miss. And it's this: it was one act performed by God one time for all times.
Mm.
Have you thought about it?
Never thought about that.
One act. It never has to be repeated. Never has to be repeated. So when you understand, and because we understand that the I am are God as we know him within the Christian context, God operates from that vantage point. Okay, I do it one time, I never have to do it again.
So kind of
Okay.
when we mess up and we don't forgive ourselves, it's kind of like saying that one-time act, well, he's going to have to do it for me again. It's almost like we're saying that wasn't enough.
Well, yes, it is kind of like that. But one of the things that I want to get to in terms of an application of the principle is that we, because we are connected to the I am, and we can mimic how God operates, which is to say, I can decree for me an act to be one time for all times. For instance, think about it for just a moment. Think about it. I have declared for me that I am healthy, period. I am health.
Okay.
I've declared that one time, Susie, for all times. I never have to go back and revisit it. You follow me? I never have to do that.
I see what you're saying.
Yes, I walk in that reality from the point that I established it for all times. It never have to be repeated.
Because he said, I
Therefore,
am. I
yes,
am.
yes. And when you think about I am, Susie, you're thinking about someone, or not necessarily someone, but think about the term. It's self-existence. It exists all the time. There
Yes.
is no time when the I am, particularly the infinite I am, or God, there is no time or space in which God does not exist.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right. That's
okay?
right.
So as we awaken to our individual I amness and our unity and connection with God, we learn directly from the source. Do you hear me?
Mm. He
We
is the
learn,
teacher that says, I said I am. You've got to believe in that.
yes.
Mhm.
And once you accept that the I am, the infinite I am,
Mhm.
or the I am that is in you is you,
It is
you
you.
learn to operate just like the infinite. Now, in my book, I make a distinction, not necessarily a distinction, but I kind of got it set up like this, that on the one hand, you have the infinite, omnipresent I am.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
As it relates to us, we are individual I am. It's like, you remember in the Bible where this whole story about the prodigal son, all right?
Yes,
The,
sir.
the prodigal son lived with his father,
Yeah.
along with some other people. They were one, they are connected genetically, DNA, however you want to call it, okay? Well, we are likewise connected to the infinite I am in the same way. Now,
Wow.
what happened with the prodigal son is this. He came to his father and said, look, Pop, all right,
I done
give
messed
me,
up.
no. First, he said, give me the portion of my
Oh,
goods.
the son at home. Yes, indeed. He wanted his
Yes,
goods. Yep.
he
Yep.
wanted, and then he went out and he did his own thing.
Yep.
All right, he did his own thing, his own way. So, likewise,
Mm.
uh,
Gee, who's
likewise,
that like? That's not like us, is it? Doing our own thing?
well, it is really, Susie, it is kind of like us in
Yeah.
that we go out, we live outside of the context of
Mm.
who we are. Are you hearing
Yeah,
me?
I
All
am.
right.
I
We live
am.
outside of the context of who we are. Who are we? We are an I am. We
Mm.
are as God is. So instead of acting like God, loving like God, living like God, we do things like humans do things.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
that's when we mess up. Okay.
Mhm.
Until just like the prodigal son, we come to ourselves. We have
Hmm.
our epiphany. We
Mhm.
wake up. Okay.
Mhm.
And say, wait a minute.
This
I
isn't
am
right.
am.
Yes.
I'm far better than this. I'm living, I'm thinking and acting beyond, below my dignity of who I am.
That's right.
You
That's
hear me?
right.
Of
Yeah,
who
'cause
I am.
you're saying we're the DNA of God.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
mind-blowing.
Yes.
I've
And
never thought about that.
people have
Yeah.
forgotten that. Okay.
Wow.
In my book, I call it divine amnesia. Okay.
I can relate. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, yes.
Divine amnesia until they realize, make real for themselves their connection and their union with God, with
Yes.
the infinite I am. And then from that point, we think and we act accordingly.
Mhm.
Okay. I
Mhm.
usually say, I've said it this way, Susie, being precedes doing.
Oh,
Think about it.
that's good.
Being
That's good.
precedes doing because being connects us and reminds us of our connection to the infinite God.
Being
The,
is infinite. Doing is
Yes,
temporary.
yes,
Yes.
yes, absolutely. But see, all of society, and having been an educator and even apart from that, think about it for just a moment. In grade school, we are graded based on our performance, our
Yes.
doing.
Yes.
Okay. When we graduate, go to college, and go out, get a job. All right. We usually get an evaluation
Yes.
based on performance.
Yes.
They skip completely over who we are.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And we're living to please them.
Yes.
Okay.
You are
Rather
right.
than,
We're
yes,
jumping from pleasing one human to another human to another human
yes,
and missing the most important being of all.
yes, yes, missing that. And see, our whole piece is to bring people into remembrance,
Yes.
to get them to reconnect, which presupposes, Susie, that at one time they were and we were connected.
Mm.
We were connected. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I give a fascinating a biblical background of how that connection works.
You are a tease
I,
because we're running out of time and we don't have
I
time to
know,
get into that.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
It is so much stuff. It is so
So
beautiful.
you have blown my mind on two things, and I
Uh-huh.
cannot wait to go back and rewatch this and start to dive into the word a little bit. You
Yes.
made me think about some things I never thought about. First of all, the DNA of God. We are the DNA of
Yes.
God.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Exactly.
And we are being, not doing. We are infinite and not just temporary doing. Thank you
Exactly.
for that. And
Oh
that's
my.
just scratching the surface of your book, isn't it?
It
It is.
is.
It is.
It really is. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed writing it and just taking my time with it and really developing it. And strangely enough, the kind of reviews, what you just said in terms of your response, your immediate response to it, is the kind of responses I'm getting from people, that have read it and have checked it out. They say, wow, you
Never
know,
saw it that way.
yeah,
It's never
absolutely.
been presented that way to me.
Yes.
Dr. King, you are amazing. You've got a lot to say, and I just want to lead people. I want to strongly encourage, check out Dr. King's book. Tell us the name of it again and where it's available.
Well, the name of the book is I Am You, You Are I Am.
Mm.
The subtopic is uncovering biblical truths about you.
Wow. Wow.
And the book, they can go to my website, and there's a tab there that's about the book, and they can click on that, and it would take them to where they can go, or if you just look at the website. But it's available at Amazon, Books a Million, Barnes and Nobles. Okay. But the
Awesome.
link to get in there is my website. Okay.
All right. Tell us your website again.
The website address is
Mhm.
www.drking.com.
drking.com. We got that.
No, it's not. That's wrong. It's not. You go if you go there, you're gonna miss it. It's Dr. Herman King.
Why did I just repeat what you said? It's just not right.
That's okay. It's drhermanking.com.
Dr.
Okay.
Herman King. You know what? We did that on purpose, so it'll be very memorable. People will be like, "Oh, yeah, I remember the conversation about her getting that wrong." It's drhermanking.com.
Absolutely.
Before we leave, I just want to know if you had one final message that you wanted to leave with listeners and viewers about this book, what is it that would be?
Right now, when you notice the climate of what's happening in the world, people have given up that individual and world sovereignty that they have over themselves. They see themselves as victims of whatever is going on, okay? The book is designed to be a means by which people can learn how to take their sovereignty back. Take their divine sovereignty back and live the kind of lifestyle that they divinely and we divinely deserve. Okay.
Dr. Herman King, thank you so much. You are amazing, insightful, and infinite. We are forever. Our spirits are infinitely
Absolutely.
forever.
Thank
Bless
you, my
my friend.
sister.
Thank
All right.
you.
All right. God bless now.